Merry Christmas, everybody, and we are live with the MMA Mainstream Podcast. I'm James with Kaylin as always. Kaylin, it's Christmas Eve.
It
We are
is.
live. Are you ready
No,
for Christmas tomorrow?
not really. Mentally,
Well,
yeah,
we'll
but
try to hurry up then.
yeah, I know. I have stuff to bake and stuff, and I have to wrap the one gift I had to get.
What are you baking?
Well, I gotta put together a spinach dip, and then some kind of apple dessert thing I'm gonna try to make. We'll see how crappy it comes out. I still have
As
to do it
somebody
though.
that has watched a ton of baking competition shows,
Oh, me too.
good luck.
I
And the
know.
British ones, they're so nice to each other. They're
I
very
don't
sweet
watch
to each
those
other.
ones. Those bore me.
Really?
Yeah.
The people that are the greatest are there's a little old lady host. I like her a lot. She's funny. Other than that, like they're not mean. They're really
Yeah.
Team Crumpets, lovely, lovely. And I'm like,
Oh
oh, that's
my.
cool. All right, folks, but it's the holidays. It's probably it's our last show of this year, so we're gonna get right into it. The UFC was last weekend, and I caught the fights. It was a pretty solid fight card,
It was
I
really
must
good.
say.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cub Swanson, who had his kids cage side, which I thought was really interesting. Most
I guess.
most people seem to like, oh, I'm gonna shield my kids from that, and he was like, nah, come watch me beat this dude up, and
They were
that's
so little
exactly what
though.
he
They
did.
were so young.
That's true, and he put it down on Darren Elkins. I
Yeah.
wasn't surprised, but I
I was
was.
surprised.
But
I was surprised.
because Cub has let me down in the past, I did pick Elkins,
Yeah, for sure.
and we both picked Elkins, and we were
Yeah.
both wrong.
That's why,
So,
yeah, I was surprised. Cub Swanson, I wonder what's gonna happen with him next after that because that was really good. I wonder.
great performance. That
And then
his
Darren Elkins is
accuracy was.
pretty good
Ooh.
too, so that wasn't like an easy opponent, but he made it look easy.
Yeah, he just got shook really quick early on, and
Yeah.
Cub Swanson was like, "All right, I'll put it down. Game over."
Mm-hmm.
So Cub Swanson got the win there, and we both picked Elkins, so we both screwed up there.
Yep.
And then Diego Ferreira versus Matus Gamrot.
Yeah. That was
Gamrot, whoo! That knee, man.
Oh, yeah.
It was a knee, and
Mhm.
then all of a sudden, Ferreira was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
What? And
Well,
they had
I
to go
didn't
back and review
know.
it. That was a trip.
Yeah, I didn't catch that before, so I'm like, oh man, what happened? Something happened.
I
I know
didn't
he
catch
got
it at
hurt.
first either until they did the replay, and then I was like, oh, ooh.
Yeah, I didn't know how he got hurt or if he was hurt before he fell, but it was that knee to the body while he was down. So that, got him right there on that spot. And I think he took 2 knees there, to be honest. I think I saw a second one. That one went to his leg, but still, he's like, man, calling to the ref, help me out here.
Yeah, that was awesome. And I picked Gamrot, so I got the win on that one. Pretty stoked.
Yeah. I felt bad for him because he was in a lot of pain, it looked like.
That hurt me, and I was just watching.
Yeah.
All right, moving up the card, we had experienced Rafael Asuncao, I should say, against Ricky Simone. And we both picked Asuncao, and Simone got the win. Lord Asuncao.
Yeah.
It was I shouldn't have went against the mullet. The hair of the people. But I did, and Simone came out and got the win in the second round. And
man,
that was
a good fight. I'm happy for him.
I like the expression on his face.
Yeah.
All bad.
Yeah, I was happy, because I used to see him win all the time, and he was really good, and then something happened, and then now, it seems like he's back at it now, so that's exciting. I've always kind of liked him too.
Now I'm wondering, where does the Asuncao go from here? Because
I think he's up there. Isn't he like 40 already? I think
he's in his late 30s, I believe.
Oh,
it could
okay.
be early 40s.
It might be like 39 or something that I saw, and
Something
I just
like
automatically think 40. But yeah, I don't know what's next for him. He also got knocked out pretty bad by Cody Garbrandt. I don't know if you remember that. It was a while ago, but yeah. So he's been I don't know. I think his time is passed.
I unfortunately completely agree. I mean, you don't really want to see it with some fighters. Some fighters you're like, okay. Like if the Paul brothers were like, oh, we're done fighting, I really don't think anybody would bat an eye. But we'll discuss that a little bit later. Yet with someone like Rafael Sunsao, it's like, man, that sucks. But congrats to Ricky Simone for getting that win with that devastating knockout. So someone's got to lose.
Yeah.
That was the case. And we both picked the Sunsao, so we both lost.
Of course we did.
And then this fight tripped me out.
Oh,
so
man.
We have Amanda Lemos versus Angela Hill. I watched it. I wasn't too impressed with Lemos, but she got the decision split. I felt like Hill did more than Lemos did.
Hill should have won this fight, yeah.
I feel like that too, yet I picked Lemos, so I got the win in that sense, in that regard.
Yeah, I don't know.
I thought Hill won the fight.
I thought so too, but also I thought this was like fight of the night almost. Like this was a very exciting performance of the night. Some kind of award should have gone out for this. I don't know if that they actually did or not. I didn't watch the post-fight conference, so I don't know what happened, but that was a really, really, really good fight. Angela Hill did everything I think she could have done there, and I think that she did win, but obviously they gave it to Lemos, but that was a really, really good fight. I know Angela Hill took a lot of significant strikes, though, is what it looked like. I mean, she got teeped in the face a bunch. That didn't look very good. So maybe that's why the judges leaned that way. But she also did very well. So it was a very good fight for both of them. I think Angela Hill, and I am biased because I like her. So, but I do think she should have won this one.
But yeah, I do agree. I picked Lemos, but yet I felt watching that fight that Angela Hill did a great job and actually should have edged her out. But Lemos got the decision.
Yeah, I was so disappointed, man. Angela Hill is always, her record's terrible, but her fights are really good. So it's really disappointing.
Yeah, it was, that decision to me was a bad decision by the judges.
So,
excuse me.
Yeah,
but it is what it is. Hopefully, they'll give Hill another opportunity in the UFC.
I'm sure they will.
Because of her fight record,
I'm sure they will. Know. I think everyone knows what's up with her. I think they know. They don't think that she's some bum, with a really bad record. She's a really good fighter. She's been around for a really long time too. So she's very active. She's like she's probably the most active female fighter. I think.
Seems like it. We're constantly talking about her.
At least in UFC for sure. But yeah, I think that's what she had that on her record a while ago, that she was the most active because she did like 4 fights in 1 year. It was crazy. She stepped in, I think, for somebody last year, something like that. But so I don't know. I'm still waiting for her to get some wins.
Same. I
deserves it.
And we thought she would have gotten the win, but the judges decided not to grant her the win.
Yeah.
Well, with the split, so some thought that way.
But it wasn't that. I don't know about that. I don't know.
Moving up the card, we had Stephen Thompson versus Bilal Muhammad, and it's what I thought. Thompson was going to, of course, use the striking. I knew Muhammad was going to go to his grappling. I knew it.
Okay.
Especially with somebody like Thompson, he wasn't afraid to close the distance because he kept getting the takedown, and
he had to.
He turned it into, of course, that's the smart thing to do. And he turned it into a grappling match.
Yes. Yeah. Not surprised, I guess. I don't know.
Neither am I.
I've never seen Stephen Thompson get finished like that, that bad. You know what I mean? I've never seen him struggle that much, I feel like. But yeah, I don't know. I think he got some good strikes in there too. But I don't know. His style, I think, can only go so far, I feel like.
You're right, especially when you have somebody who used their wrestling the way Muhammad did.
Yeah, and
there's no getting around that.
His striking, his style did work, though. He has fought the best for a long time. So I'm not saying it doesn't work and it's not good.
True.
And he's not good. I mean, he's obviously good. He's had some really good fights. It's just, I don't know. I just don't think you're going to get past a lot of fighters with that still staying that way and not. I feel like maybe he should evolve a little bit. I don't know. It's hard to say because I'm just a bum. So I have no right to tell. I have no right to say.
Thompson has basically already hit his apex, like he's already plateaued, and now
I think so.
There's nowhere for him to go but down unless he changes his game.
Yeah, I think he should practice other things. I think he should try switch up his game plan a little bit. I know his striking is what he loves and what he's comfortable with, but you want to cover all the bases.
Very true.
I'm not saying he doesn't know. Maybe he does. He just doesn't use it. Some fighters do know, and they do practice all that, but they choose to use what they want in the moment. Sometimes it doesn't work out.
And then we have the main event, the always entertaining Derrick Lewis versus Chris Dawkins. I chose Dawkins. You chose Lewis.
Yeah.
And I was so happy for Derrick Lewis to get this win.
I know, finally.
Exactly. Because that's why I picked Dawkins. He let me down in the past. And Lewis was like, you know what? Because I know James picked Dawkins, I'm going to beat his ass. And that's exactly
that was a good fight. I like that. I like seeing Chris Lewis. I like seeing Derrick Lewis do that.
Same. Derrick Lewis went out there and was just I feel like he got to a certain point and was like, you know what? I'm just gonna punch this dude in the face until he is done.
Well, that's what I think that's what he always does, but yeah.
True.
Yeah.
And let's see. He fought hard. I think, okay, so what got me about this fight was when he got into the pocket, that's where he started really going, because Dawkins wasn't really doing anything. And so Lewis just let loose.
Yeah,
and
he
then
did
got put down.
Yeah.
My favorite was the post-fight interview. Did you happen to catch any of that?
Oh, I don't remember. I don't think so.
Derrick Lewis, he's like, yeah, I want a title fight, but not for 5 rounds.
Yeah, you're right. He's like, I want nothing to do with it.
He's like, I hate 5 rounds. I'm not going 5 rounds. The thing is, what's funny is, of course, we would love to see Derrick Lewis get a title shot, but yet we know where Derrick Lewis's lane is.
Yeah,
and he's almost like Bob Sapp. One of the things I've heard about Bob Sapp, do you remember who Bob Sapp is?
Yeah.
All right. Bob Sapp used to, from what I understand, this is a story I've heard, so I don't know if it's true exactly, but I'll just tell you what I've heard. Bob Sapp would say, all right, I'm going to give you 120 seconds, and that's it. And so Bob Sapp would go in there and go for that time. And then once it was over, you could tell his gas tank was empty. And most of the time, he got put down.
Yeah.
So I almost feel like it's like that. But I hope that's not the case for Lewis, because I would love to see.
I don't know. I don't even know if what he said was true. I mean, I don't know. I think anyone could be persuaded to take a fight for a certain amount of money, maybe a belt, But
Bob Sapp overseas was huge.
Yeah.
Huge. So I could see him being like, I'm going to get paid, but you're going to only get this much time.
Yeah. I guess maybe it's not like totally like that with Derrick Lewis. He makes it sound like it is.
But he does make it sound like it is. 3 rounds. That's it.
I don't know. I don't know why he said that. I don't think it was smart to say something like that. But whatever. He's going to do whatever he wants to do. And they're going to probably call him anyways.
That's true, because he's Derrick Lewis.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty awesome.
But yeah, that was a good fight. I like that one. Pleasantly surprised with this whole fight card, actually, because I wasn't excited about it. I was excited about the main event because it's Derrick Lewis, but the rest of it I wasn't very, anticipating anything. Maybe Angela Hills, just because I like her, but that was about it. But I feel like a lot of these fight cards end up being really good when you're not expecting it to be good. Like, it'll have all finishes, or something crazy will happen.
Yeah, it definitely was a more exciting fight card for a fight night fight card, because some of them, there's quite a few fights that go the distance and they're just boring. And there seemed to be some excitement in some of these bouts. Even the Muhammad fight, you knew what was going to happen. You knew grappling was going to be Muhammad's bread and butter, yet it was still exciting to watch, because there was also the idea, I should say, that Stephen Thompson could come out and throw something and land it, but that was just never the case. He had nothing for him.
And I feel like a lot of his strikes were just a one punch hope. Like a lot of his strikes.
I hope I get him. And that was not
Not
the
a lot of
case.
combos, I feel like. It's usually like 1-2, and then there's his strike, and then he backs up again, does some kind of wheel kick, or I don't know. I think, oh man, I think he could evolve into so much other things if he, and maybe he is, like I said, maybe he does train it, but also he doesn't show it in fights. So I don't know if he just chooses to not do it. But I think he should. I think it'd be really unpredictable, and I think he can get away with it. Coming back,
I think he would shock a lot of people if
because I think a lot of people already know his style. So I don't know. I don't know.
After this fight, though, I do feel like people have written him off because look what happened.
I think they already have a while
and he just got worked. So we shall see. But then moving on, we have a shorter show than usual, even though we're 15 minutes in already. We do have some sad news coming out of Louisiana that I caught earlier, and that's a pro MMA fighter who worked as a firefighter was killed in a Louisiana fire truck accident. He was working on a fire truck at a station and it exploded. And they airlifted him to a hospital where he later passed away. Really unfortunate. The fighter's name. What's that?
What exploded? The tire.
The tire. The fire truck. The tire he was maintaining on a fire truck exploded.
Yeah, okay. So those tires are much larger than a vehicle.
A regular tire.
Yeah, so that makes sense. When I first heard that, I'm like, a regular tire? Like, I know people get head trauma from that, unfortunately, but a fire truck tire is very different. That's much bigger. So that really sucks.
Yeah. His name was Jesse Henry. And he had just started. Well, he was relatively young in his MMA career. He was 2-2. Really, just a sad story to come out of Louisiana. And you don't ever want to hear stuff like that, especially if a fighter passing away competing in a fight. But for this to happen, wow! So really unfortunate news that comes out of Louisiana. And I'm not really a church-going type person, but my thoughts and prayers are with his family.
Mm-hmm.
Now moving on, we have some interesting news from MMA management. We reported a while back, thanks to MMA Junkie, about Jason House being in a situation with his dad. But now it's all been taken care of. He's paid the restitution. He's fulfilled his anger management. What's the term I'm looking for? His requirements to get past this. So glad that he was able to do that and get back to doing what he does, which is managing a lot of UFC talent and getting them there to fights. So we're glad that he was able to get past that and move on. We look forward to more of his fighters from his agency coming through the UFC. Maybe I'll see. Hopefully he'll be down. Try to contact him or Jeremy and try to get some of them on our show and we can talk about what are they up to? What are they doing?
Yeah.
So we will definitely see about that. And then also, okay, so you remember Junior Dos Santos?
Yeah.
Did you know? Of course. Okay, well, clearly he's not in UFC anymore.
Yeah.
He's been a pro wrestler. He wrestled in a wrestling match. As a pro wrestling fan, he wasn't very good, but let's get past that. He's going back to the actual combat stage, and he will be competing in triad combat.
Oh, yay.
I don't know. I mean, we keep seeing all these MMA fighters competing in boxing or boxing-like matches.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I got nothing. The guy he's fighting is the guy who just beat Frank Mir in the last triad combat. So this guy already has experience competing in triad. But how will Junior Dos Santos fare is the better question. He does have good striking. I mean, for a lot of fans, they recall him competing against Cain Velasquez and having some hellacious fights with Cain. And I don't know how I feel about this.
I almost don't care, to be honest. Just like that whole organization there. I don't know. I feel like it's so overdone now. I'm kind of over it. I love UFC. I'm glad UFC doesn't change. I kind of appreciate that it doesn't change.
I'm getting to that point where a lot of these freak show fights, and we will be discussing one right after this, but a lot of these freak show fights, I love UFC fighters. I love combat sports in general. But if you're going to compete in a boxing match, you should be a boxer. These guys have so many other skills, and they don't seem to utilize them right.
Wait, is Triad a MMA or is it boxing?
It's a weird mix. Like there's takedowns.
Oh, it's different rules.
They fight in a triangle.
Yeah.
Just, you know what? F it. Go bare knuckle. Let's just see somebody get knocked out fast. Let's go home. Done.
Yeah, I didn't pay any attention to the last event that they had. Saw a little bit of a highlight of Frank Mir, and that was it.
Because that was the only thing to really pay attention to.
That's all I really needed to see, and I really just don't care. I don't care about any of these other organizations outside of UFC, Bellator, LFA, PFL, bare knuckle. Sure, once in a while, that's cool. And that's it. I mean, I am kind of over it.
Bare knuckle has to have a specific. I feel like they have to have specific fighters competing on their card in order for us to care.
Oh, exactly. Like, are you just gonna watch a regular bare knuckle event?
Yeah, I would if it like took place at like a parking lot, maybe a mall. That'd be cool. Like, but I'm not gonna pay to watch it. Just being honest.
Yeah, I mean, oh God, no, I would not pay for it.
So it's talking about Triller or Triad, which is tied into Triller. Of course,
they're trying so hard, aren't they?
Tyrone Woodley get stopped by whatever Paul he fought.
I can't tell the difference. I don't know which is Logan Paul and Jake Paul. They both fought. So, and I don't know who fought who. I forgot. All right, I don't know who fought Mayweather.
The only I don't know. The only thing I know is that Tyrone Woodley dropped his arm and got floored.
Okay, so yeah, we all saw that. But does anyone know how the rest of the fight went? I didn't watch it, and I didn't look.
I couldn't tell you. I just saw that highlight, and I wasn't about to pay for it. So
right, and I just don't know what the rest of the fight looked like because that was in round 6 of 8. So I don't know what the other 5 rounds looked like. Also, I didn't want to buy it, so I can't go back and watch it.
Yeah, very true. I understand that. But what we're starting to see now, too, is Paul needs to stop calling out MMA fighters. You call yourself a boxer.
So, yeah.
You call yourself a boxer, yet you're not competing against boxers.
Yeah, but also like someone who's his actual weight, though, because he's so much bigger than these guys that are not boxers.
I imagine there's plenty of guys out there willing to make their name off of this fight. So why not?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a joke. Honestly, I'm like the more that it goes on and on, I'm like, oh, I this is just a show. You know, it's just a show. Here's a guy who's trying to box, who's not a boxer, who's somewhat decent, but we don't know how decent because he didn't actually fight any boxers yet. And
he
also
has been training for a long time, so he does have that accolade and that credit for that. But yet he's not fighting against a boxer
or anyone his size either. So
yeah, very true.
I don't know. That stuff's on the back burner for me. I you know, UFC is way more important.
Of course,
and I know they're all UFC fighters, but they're not in UFC anymore because they're either too old or they're just done with MMA or whatever. So
yeah, and that's the thing that sucks is we won't have any MMA, or there will be stuff like Ryzen has one on December 31st. That's in Japan. I believe it's
Well, that's
Japan.
still going on.
So who knows what's going to be like, what time that happens, because the time difference here. But yeah, there's no UFC until the 15th of next month. Are you going to be able to handle it?
Oh, I guess. That really sucks. That's a long time.
Well, I mean, we got to get through the holidays, so it is what it is.
That's only 2 weeks. It's 2 weeks worth holidays there.
It'll be all right, I promise.
And I would love to see a UFC fight on New Year's. Who wouldn't? You know?
I'm getting to the point where if I'm walking somewhere, like, okay, let's play pretend. Say I'm at the mall. I want to see a fight break out there. Just because I'm bored. I'm just being honest. But it is what it is. The problem is now when I go to places, because I'm getting older, I'm ready to fight people, but I get beat up.
Oh, okay.
With my little bit of grappling I have, no, I get beat up. So that's not going to happen.
Yeah, don't do that.
I think I just need to go see some more live fights. That's all. That'll calm everything.
Yeah. Makes sense.
All right. Well, I mean, that's all we really had for this week. Just talking about last week, and there's nothing going on this week or for the next 2 weeks.
Yep.
So we'll have to wrap this show up right now. Thank you for joining us, everybody. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Don't drink and drive, and don't be an idiot. And we will see you guys